We've all seen it, right? You walk in, you've got this shiny new laptop.
Only USB-C ports.
Exactly, only USB-C. But the room system is, well, it's 10 years old and only speaks HDMI. Panic ensues.
Yeah, you're doing the classic conference room dance.
Right. So today we are doing a deep dive into the piece of hardware that is supposed to actually end that dance.
It's the Kramer VP-424C, kind of the unsexy hero of the AV world.
It really is. We've got the tech specs, the feature lists, and some user reviews from HDTV Supply in front of us. But what is our actual mission here? Is this just about plugging things in?
It's more about connectivity diplomacy, I'd say. Our goal for you listening is to figure out how this specific box, which is a high-performance digital scaler, bridges that gap between your modern devices and legacy displays.
Without losing image quality.
But not making it look terrible.
Let's unpack that word for a second, scaler.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people just use that interchangeably with adapter. But they aren't the same thing, are they?
Oh, definitely not. An adapter just changes the physical plug shape. A scaler is an active processor.
Okay.
So the VP-424C takes whatever signal you feed it, weird resolutions, different refresh rates, and it digitally reconstructs the entire image to match exactly what the display wants.
It's basically a translator that speaks fluent projector.
That is a great way to put it. And it's fluent up to 4K at 60 hertz. But there is a specific detail in the specs I want to verify with you. It says 4.4.4.
Yeah, to the average person, that just looks like a weird math equation. Why does that matter for a presentation?
It's actually crucial. Most video out there compresses color data to save bandwidth. It's called chroma subsampling.
Which is fine for streaming a movie.
Exactly. But if you have a spreadsheet up there with tiny text or fine red lines, that compression makes everything look blurry and awful.
Oh, wow.
So 4.4.4 means zero compression. Every single pixel's color remains completely distinct.
Meaning if you're showing an Excel sheet, the numbers don't just look like smeared shapes. That clarity is non-negotiable.
Right. And it pushes all that at 18 GBps. You need that massive data rate to handle uncompressed 4K.
Here's where it gets really interesting for me, though. The big selling point seems to be the inputs. It has HDMI, obviously, but it also features USB-C with DisplayPort alternate mode.
This is the bridge feature we were talking about. We are in this weird transition era right now.
The legacy HDMI world colliding with the modern USB-C world.
Exactly. This box lets you walk in with a MacBook or a Surface, plug in literally one USB-C cable, and it just works.
No dongles, no converters.
None.
Which brings us to the audio side of things. Usually these boxes, the video is the star, and audio is just a total afterthought.
Yeah.
But our source material highlights embedding and de-embedding. Can you break that down?
Sure. Think of it as traffic control for sound. Embedding lets you take audio from an external source, like maybe a microphone mixer in the room, and inject it directly into the HDMI signal.
So it plays right on the TV or display. And de-embedding.
That is just the reverse. Say you have a projector mounted on the ceiling.
And projector speakers are famously terrible.
The absolute worst. So de-embedding lets you strip the high-quality audio out of that HDMI stream before it hits the projector and send it to a proper, balanced analog sound system in the room.
So you aren't stuck with tinny audio. That makes total sense. Now I want to ask about this feature called constant sync. It sounds super technical, but the use case described in the notes feels very relatable to anyone who's been in an office.
Oh, yeah. It solves the blue screen of death in meetings.
You mean when you unplug a laptop to switch presenters and the projector loses the signal and starts doing that sad searching thing?
Yes. And the room goes dark and everyone just awkwardly waits 10 seconds in silence.
It's the worst. So constant sync fixes that.
Right. It basically tricks the projector. The VP-424C keeps sending a valid black signal to the display, even when there is no input connected.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, so the projector never actually thinks the connection is broken. When the next person plugs in, the auto-switching kicks in, and the image just snaps up instantly.
That is a legitimate quality of life upgrade. Keeps the momentum of the meeting going. Let's talk about the physical hardware for a second. Is this a giant rack mount unit?
No, it uses Kramer's Megatools form factor. Really compact, you can surface mount it right under a conference table.
Nice.
But the absolute most important spec for a conference room is that it's fanless.
Essential. You definitely don't want a jet engine taking off while you're trying to pitch a client.
Precisely. And that reliability shows up in the reception. It is sitting at 4.7 stars. Verified buyers, who are mostly IT installers, use phrases like, always great products.
And in the IT world, that usually translates to, I installed it and never had to go back to fix it.
Bingo.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The Kramer VP-424C is basically a peacekeeper. It handles the resolution wars, manages the audio routing, and makes sure the transition between presenters is completely invisible.
It just ensures the technology gets out of the way so the presentation can actually happen.
Here's a final thought I want to leave you with, though. We see USB-C taking over pretty much everything. Eventually, even ceiling projectors will be native USDC.
That is definitely the trend we're seeing.
So does a dedicated device like this have an expiration date? Or does the sheer stubbornness of legacy HDMI equipment, not to mention the massive cost of replacing all those ceiling projectors, mean we're going to need bridge scalers like this for another 20 years?
Knowing how long corporate tech hangs around, I wouldn't bet against the bridge.
Definitely something to consider the next time you're hunting around for a dongle. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.